All right, so I'm just gonna clarify something. So I actually made a point to not tell anybody about this. I typically don't talk about a lot of the business that I do. There, but the thing is that I've made phone calls. I'm talking about like last summer. I've made phone calls and I could hear, and the person I could talk to could hear that there was somebody on the other, like somebody listening, and every now and then the person would sigh or something. Oh, you know what I mean? I'd call somebody, you know what I mean? So it was like obviously being recorded. I'm not even joking about that. Remember the scene in Goodfellas at the end when the helicopter keeps chasing him around and he keeps doing his drug deal and he finishes his drug deal and he gets booked. Now I know that's just a movie, but that helicopter has been like now it's stopped. All summer into the fall, it was just non-stop flying over this area all the time, all day long, night, day, helicopter. But yeah, I made an effort, but not made an effort, but I didn't tell anybody about any of the business. I have never told anybody the business that I told you that I was at a very young age. I was like the top in math to the point that when I went on to the next grade, the previous year's teacher came to grab me, take me, or not the, but he asked for me to come to his class and face him, me and him one on one, in front of his new class of students, his fourth grade students. So, but to this day, I never told anybody how I did it. I never told anybody how I studied it. And to that day, and the funny thing is, nobody ever asked me. Nobody ever asked me, how did you get so fast at that? How did you get so good? How did you do that? Nobody ever asked me. He told me to introduce myself to his class. I said my name and I like math. That's all I said. I said I like mental math. I never, you know what, man? It worked for me. I never used to tell people shit, and it worked for me. There was one day, I don't know what happened, man. One day I come back from Colombia, and oh my God, I don't know what happened, man. You know what I mean? It was terrible. People were all up in my business, man, about everything that I was doing, man. You know what I mean? I was like, this shit's crazy, man. What's going on? But the point is, I didn't tell anybody. Even the coding stuff I was doing, I didn't tell anybody. I didn't tell anybody about that stuff. But yeah, I didn't tell anyone. And that's why I made a point to say it now, because I'm thinking to myself, I made an effort on these videos to hint, oh, I have this, or I've done it to hint, and then it's like I'm getting this response from people like, this guy shouldn't even exist. Who gives a shit about what he's saying? And then I'm like, God damn, I have to talk about every little thing. You know what I mean? If I don't talk about it, they just throw it up into the like, oh, it's just thin air. You know what I mean? So it's like I have to talk about it. You know what I mean? But it's kind of like people going to, let's say, the Flash. You're too fast. I mean, what do you expect? He's the Flash, man. How are you gonna beat the Flash? He's so fast. By the way, I fucking run out fast as a motherfucker now. I don't know what changed, but I run fast. I run so fast that it's hard to keep control and not fall. It's crazy. You know what I mean? Crazy fast. I was like, what the fuck? And I don't run fast like a sprinter. I run fast like I'm about to like fucking tackle somebody, man. Yeah, I mean, and it's like a violent fast run. I mean, I just see people get scared. I've only done it a couple of times, and I just see people get scared. Like they get so shook out there. I see people at one time almost lost control and flying into somebody, and they got scared. But I managed to kind of, play with my footing to avoid them and to get back in flow. But the thing is that. Give me one second. So the thing is that, so yeah, back in the days, I didn't used to talk about anything. Then all of a sudden, it's like everybody, it's like I have to. If I don't talk about something, and I don't talk about it publicly, it's like it doesn't. It's like, okay, we'll just pretend it didn't happen. Like I could go out there and walk in downtown, like Toronto. I could walk on the street, and let's say I walked for like 20 minutes and came back. Nobody would say that they ever saw me. people would just ignore the fact, like as if I never even went out there. You know what I mean? So I never told anybody this stuff that I was doing. You know what I mean? I didn't tell people that I'm doing this and I'm doing that. I was doing major things and I think it was quite obvious, but I wasn't saying anything. But it's like if I don't talk about it, lesser people will fuck with me to get away with it. You know what I mean? That's why I gave a dollar amount when I said my net worth is $5 to $6 million. I told you I'm in the top 1%, or it's not, you know what? It's not necessarily the top 1%. It's just kind of, it's like the 1%. You know what I mean? Right? And now I'm actually at a level that I think back to it. I was like, if I was at this level from the beginning, I probably wouldn't have done 90% of the stuff that I did. But I still benefit off the 90% of stuff that I did. You know, I mean, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, dude, what they did was crazy. You know what I mean? What they did 7 years ago was crazy, man. It was absolutely crazy what they did 7 years ago, man. So it is what it is. But that's a real shit. You know, and I'll go over it again. Man, there are things that I dealt with so extensively. Now, I'll be honest. Okay, my body has a little bit. My entire being, my mind and my body, has a. All right, so I'm not gonna go into stuff, but listen, man. We all have, not we all. Yeah, we all have special abilities. You know what I mean? One person's special ability might be painting, drawing art. One person's specialty might be sales. One person's specialty might be as simple as making shoes. One person's specialty might be making millions. You know, one person's specialty might be saving the government or saving their country millions. You know what I mean? Everybody has something special that they do at the end of the day, you know. But I'm not gonna go to Flash and say, Flash, you're too fast. Why are you so fast? Hey guys, we gotta shut Flash down. Flash thinks he's the shit because he's fast. We gotta shut Flash down. You know what I mean? Now, not like in my younger life, I didn't understand that mentality. Now I understand it, and this is gonna be a major turning point. The reason I understand it is that I realize that I'm better than most people, and it doesn't sound politically correct to say, but it's something that I almost feel like would make people feel better if I said it. If I said that I'm much better than most people out there, I think they would actually feel better about themselves versus me saying that, oh, we're all the same. And then they go, why is he so much more integral? Why is he able to do more? Why does he look better? Everything. You know what I mean? But if I tell them, like, dude, I am way better than you, just to be very honest, you know, and that's something as a turning point you don't have to do again and again in your life. When you prove a point, you don't have to repeat it again. So you just prove the point and you let them know. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm just proving the point, letting them know I am in every, if you want to put an overall way, I'm better than most of the people on this planet easily. You know what I mean? That should make you feel better about yourself. The fact that somebody has more aptitude, more ability than you in every way, well, they're gonna beat you. You know, what do you expect? You know what I mean? Are you gonna go? Six guys qualified to make it to the World Olympics, and one guy was the number one runner. I mean, what are you gonna do about that? Our society is built on people trying to be better than other people. We talked about the Joneses concept. When the neighbors does something, you gotta upstage them. I mean, at the end of the day, we're not like babies here. You know, we're competitive. You know what I mean? We're competitive with each other. Somebody's gotta win and somebody's gotta lose. If you lose, just accept it, man. How is a 50th ranked a boxer gonna beat Muhammad Ali? You know what I mean?